Hello, beautiful Gemini, and welcome to your reading for the month of October 2025. This deck has been really jumpy as I was pre-shuffling, so I can feel that there's some energy that really wants to come out for you in this reading. I will be drawing cards from the Mystic Psyche Tarot, and then I'll be closing off your reading with an oracle card from the Magical Spirit Oracles. So let's see what universe has for Aries. I'm sorry about that, Gemini. Your overall energy is showing up as the Judgment card reversed this month. And what you might be needing to release this month of October is the Seven of Wands, okay? In your strengths, you have the Death card in reverse. In your hopes and fears, Gemini, you do have the Nine of Pentacles coming up. So there is change happening here, but a little bit of resistance to the change I'm feeling. What you have to celebrate this month, Gemini, you have the Nine of Swords to celebrate. And to close this reading off, wow, you have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So right away, Gemini, I'm feeling this energy of hesitation. You know, I'm also feeling an energy of resilience, but hesitation. We start your reading off with the Judgment card in reverse, and I mean, it really does set the tone for this reading. There's a feeling that you could be avoiding a decision, or you have been trying to avoid a decision. You've been trying to not see what is happening because you don't want to have to make that decision. It feels like, Gemini, you could have been resisting some clarity coming through about something, and perhaps, you know, you're second guessing yourself about a career choice or a relationship or even just a personal project. But you know, you could be feeling that you're kind of stuck in patterns from the past, unsure really how to stop resisting, how to step into the next phase. And yeah, I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to really reflect honestly this month of October and really release any self-judgment that's holding you back and keeping you from moving forward. The Seven of Wands in what needs to be released, it builds on this by showing your strength, Gemini, in the midst of challenge. And you know that is your strength. You know, that calm in chaos, that go. And even if circumstances do feel a little bit demanding right now, you know, maybe you're actually in a competitive work environment, you know, or maybe you've got pressures, family pressures, people constantly needing something or demanding something from you or expecting you to perform in a certain way. I feel like with these challenges, you are holding your ground. You know, this is about resilience. This is about asserting your boundaries. And yeah, Spirit wants you to recognize that you have the courage to stand up for yourself. You know, that's one thing that you do have, Gemini. You have that courage to stand up for yourself, even when it does feel like life is pushing you back. In your strengths this month, Gemini, you have the Death card reversed, and it's really reinforcing this theme of resistance to change. Something in your life, a situation, a habit, a relationship, it's ready to transform. It's ready to change, but there's just so much hesitation here. And, you know, I feel like you're being reminded that it might feel safer to hold on to old patterns, But that's only in the short term, it's really slowing you down. You're not being forced. This is about timing and this is about readiness. But you do need to let go. You do need to let go of that resistance, trying to control something that, Gemini, it's changing already. It is changing anyway. The Nine of Pentacles showing up in your hopes and fears, it's bringing a bit of a sense of a reward and, self-reliance into the story. So despite the uncertainty that has been happening, despite the delays that have been happening, you have the skills, and you do. You know that you have the patience to do this. You've got the resources to create stability and abundance for yourself. That could relate to financial security or personal achievements, or even just getting a bit more independence in your life. And you're being reminded here that, your efforts do matter. Even if it doesn't always feel like it or it doesn't feel immediate, your efforts do matter. So when we meet the Nine of Swords here, it's really highlighting, that stress, that mental and emotional stress that is coming with uncertainty. There's anxiety, sleepless nights, just looping in your head, going over a situation or a scenario over and over again, and it's destroying you. You're replaying these scenarios in your head and you're wondering if you've made the right choices or the wrong choices, or worried that you will make the wrong choices, and you're just worried to let go of the control of this entire situation, even though holding on so tightly is causing you more stress, more anxiety, because no matter how tight you're holding on, it's changing. It's changing anyway. And, I feel like Spirit is asking you to acknowledge these feelings. Don't let them control your actions, but just take a step back. Take a step back, loosen that control, loosen that need to have everything in its box and every box ticked before you feel like you can make this release, that you can allow this to happen. Because the clarity only comes when you step back from control, from overthinking. Closing this reading, we have the Ten of Swords reversed, and it's a little bit more of a healing note here for you, Gemini. This card it's all about recovery and renewal after difficulty. So, whatever difficulties, whatever betrayals you may have faced or felt like you were facing, the worst has passed. The worst has passed, and already as this is happening, no matter how much you try to stop it from happening, it is happening. So you are already moving into a phase of repair, even if it is a slow, kind of begrudging phase right now. You do have forward motion, so you're stronger than you realize, Gemini. You're stronger than you realize, and this story isn't over. For you to let go does not mean that this story is over. This is your moment to rise from past challenges and let what will be, so that, you can step into a new kind of purpose, a renewed purpose. Yeah, so Gemini, I feel like this spread, this month, this October, it's really about recognizing your strength. Stop beating yourself up. Stop resisting. Just release. Release and just trust. Trust the timing, trust the transformation. You faced the tension, you faced the hesitation, but you know, that clarity, that independence, and this recovery, it is coming, it is unfolding. Stop fighting it, Gemini. Okay, so I'm going to draw you a card from the Magical Spirit Oracle to close off your reading. So what is a final message for Gemini for this month of October 2025? What does Gemini need to know for this reading for this month of October 2025? Beautiful. The dark night of the soul. I'm not too sure if you can read those pages in her book, but it says, she dug caverns in her heart until she found the light. And, you know, this card is everything that you are trying to avoid this month. This card is about transformation. This card is about awakening. You know, this card is like the Tower. And I feel like you're clinging on really tightly to avoid that Tower moment, to have this change or this new start or this rebirth or whatever it is. But this message is saying that even if you're going to keep digging and digging and digging inward and digging into caverns and hiding and trying to get further and further away from this, the light's coming. This is happening. So you might as well just let go and ride this wave. Okay, Gemini, so that's what I have for you for this month. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully this message resonated with somebody who needed to hear it. If that was your message, I would love to hear from you. Please leave me a comment in the box below and let me know, how these energies are showing up for you this month, how these fears or this resistance is showing up for you. And yeah, I send you all of the love and all of the light that I have to offer. Okay, Gemini, have an amazing October and I will see you soon.